Now, before we start this week's Let's Do This, I want to come in and make some corrections. We never hide the fact that we screw up sometimes, and when we do that, we like to listen to the show and come back and tell you where we went wrong. Now, I actually caught myself in something right here, and I feel really bad because I'm a big Charles Schulz fan. Charles Schulz being the guy that created Peanuts, you know, Charlie Brown, Snoopy, all those characters. And we started talking about a movie. Now, the movie that we mentioned was, I believe it was A Boy Named Charlie Brown. And in it, we talk about how Snoopy is going from place to place to meet up with Charlie Brown. And whenever he goes into certain areas, they kick him out and then they say, "No dogs allowed." Now, right when we were done recording, I thought to myself, well, hey, wait a minute. That's not from A Boy Named Charlie Brown. That's actually from Snoopy Come Home. Just wanted to come in, set that straight. No disrespect to my man, the late Charles Schulz. So with that said, here's our show.
Good evening, co-host.
Good evening, Corey.
That's my Halloween voice.
And that was my Jim Henson voice. Or
Jim
something.
Henson, that was Marvin the
Marvin.
Martian.
That was Marvin.
Hello, Corey. Do you have the capitulator?
Or whatever it was he was looking for. The
P15 capitulator.
whatever he was trying to get. I was trying to get my Dracula voice going on. Good evening, co-host.
Gotta go blah, blah.
Good evening, co-host. Blah. I thought for this show, you know, Halloween's coming up.
Halloween's right around the corner.
That's right. Now, you had a suggestion of maybe talking about some Halloween things.
Yeah, just some, some cool movies that we probably would recommend for you to play in the background of your big Halloween bag.
That's right. So, well, this is Let's Do This, of course, our show. We on this show, we kind of just bullshit around. And
we are completely bullshitting around.
100 fun.
And we run around and bullshit some more.
Exactly. In fact, we have shit coming up our ass like bulls while we're walking.
Yeah, all right, Corey.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, on this show, though, what you get is, as I said, co-host and I just sit here, just kind of shooting the breeze.
That's right, shooting the breeze.
But more importantly, we get to your emails at some point because this show is about you.
Yeah, it's about you. And you over there, dummy.
And you, too. And you. Yeah, so we like to start out just by talking about what's been going on.
Yeah.
What's been happening, maybe some things that we like to share with you.
Right.
And then after we're done with that, then that's when we'll concentrate on reading your emails out there. Mm-hmm. So let's see. We got off on a good start here, so I guess we can go ahead and start talking about some of the Halloween suggestions that we have. So
let's do some talking, Corey. Yeah.
All right, then. Well, are you ready?
I'm ready, dude.
All right, then. If you're ready, I'm ready. Then let's do this! Yeah, it's getting longer every week.
Yeah, it is.
I think we have made talking about nothing more exciting than everything.
I guess so. Hey, we do it well, I guess. I love talking about nothing.
We have introduced the art of talking about bullshit like it's really that important. Let's do
exactly.
Like we're about to storm a village or something.
You thought Seinfeld did it right the first time. Well, watch it.
Yeah, you thought he was talking bullshit. You ain't heard nothing. You heard us talk about bullshit. So, some Halloween-related things that we want to get into here, man.
That's right.
Now, when you mentioned, I don't know if we're on the same page here. No.
Okay, let's get on the same page.
Okay, because I want us to be like-minded here.
Okay, I'll try.
Even that's a scary thing, being like
it's a terrifying thing. I don't want to be anywhere near your mind, your filthy, polluted mind.
Now, I'm thinking when you said let's talk about movies that we can show at a Halloween party.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to show some gross things in the background and whatnot.
Right.
I myself, you could do something different. I want to talk about some really fun movies.
Go for
Halloween. Everybody talks about the scary things, the gory things.
Yeah. And we pretty much did that on Leog. Which you'll hear soon.
Yeah, coming up later this week. But yeah, we were guests on that. But I was just thinking about some movies. And even some television shows that I thought would be cool, especially if kids are having a Halloween party.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say you're having a party where, it's a lot of adults, but somebody might be bringing a kid in. You know, you want to see some guy with a hockey mask and a blade hacking somebody up.
You don't want to see some severed head eating out some chick on on a slab. Yeah.
Oh, like what, from Reanimator?
Reanimator, yeah.
Man, when I first saw Reanimator, that is one of the first time I saw Reanimator, I had to see it again because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
I cut on and people, Reanimator is a movie. It's based on an H.P. Lovecraft story, but the movie was set place in present times with Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs, yes.
Yeah, I don't know who the director of that movie.
Dr. Herbert West. Stuart Gordon directed it.
Oh,
yes.
Stuart Gordon.
Yes.
What has he done before?
Stuart Gordon. He basically what did he do? He did Beyond From Beyond.
Oh, From
after,
Beyond.
yeah, he
Yeah.
did From Beyond. He did a lot of films in that, but the first film I was aware of him was obviously Reanimator.
Man, I
and,
turned that
yeah,
movie on.
he's really into H.P. Lovecraft, and so he's done a
Because
few.
From Beyond is H.P. Lovecraft.
And he also did a movie called Dragon. I hope I'm saying that right.
Dragon.
Yeah, or Dracon. Yeah, it's another Lovecraft story. I'm not very familiar with it, but he made a film out of it. It was all right. It was pretty good.
Okay.
But it's no Reanimator.
Well, when I first turned on
that's his best one.
Reanimator is about a guy who comes up with a formula to bring the dead back to life.
Right.
And the dead end up going crazy. I mean, in fact, throughout the whole movie, there's an evil doctor who he's beheaded.
Dr. Hill.
But
yes.
he's brought back to life, and he holds his head through the whole movie, and the head is like bleeding guts at the bottom and everything. But he's still.
And he talks like this.
And,
Gory. I love
and man, he's still horny. He ain't got no head.
Oh yeah,
But that don't mean he ain't got a penis.
Okay, now when I saw that, yeah, obviously there are a lot of just great scenes in that movie, but the one that stuck out the most is obviously when he basically ties down a girl. It looks like an embalming table, and he straps her down and he rips off her clothes, and his body that's walking around holding his head, his own head, is basically putting his head down on the girl's vagina, and the girl is screaming her head off, no, and you see his head get pulled up, and he looks at her and he yells, "Yes, more passion!" And I start laughing my ass off.
You something you giddy about this. You talking about you don't want to be near my sick mind. Look at you.
Oh my God,
you were happy about
that is
this.
a work of genius. I love that film.
But man, when I first saw it, I turned on the TV, and it was all foggy and everything, and all I saw was somebody being torn apart. And it scared the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, that's towards the end. That's like that is one of the really cool scenes in that film where one of the zombies starts to remember who he is and starts to try to save his daughter who's getting attacked by a bunch of zombies, and those zombies end up attacking him, and you just see like his silhouette where he's moving around and he gets torn limb from limb.
Yeah.
His head gets ripped off, but it's all in silhouette, so it looks really creepy.
Yeah, when I first turned on at that scene, I said, "What the hell is this?" And then I see it again. I'm like, "Oh shit, it gets crazy." You got a guy who's trying to have oral sex with a severed head on a lady. I'm like, "Gee, this movie's out of his fucking mind."
And then towards the end, he injects that body with that serum, like the
green
body,
serum,
the reagent, and the body starts to overdose, and then all the intestines start popping out and start attacking the doctor.
Yeah.
I mean that movie was insane.
Then they had a sequel, Bride of Reanimator.
They
right?
did
I
have
didn't see that
Bride of
movie.
Reanimator. Oh, I did. It was good. It was a little bit more campy than I would like, but it's a fun movie. I mean, the cool thing is that the guy who played Dr. Hill, he's in it, and they give him, he has bat wings attached to his head so he can fly, which is insane. But the actor that plays that guy, I think he died like right after those films. But
And,
he's great. I wish I can remember the guy's name, but I mean, I think that he's probably one of those like, Shakespearean actors that just get locked into a movie like that, and that's all they're ever known for. They could have like a huge body of work, but it just doesn't matter.
Oh, and that's the movie we'd like you to show your kids at a party, by the way. Isn't it?
Exactly.
No, that's not the one. But what were you looking for?
I'm not looking for anything, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, one movie that I really love, that I love to show for Halloween, and it's a movie that you can show adults and kids. It's really, it's pretty much a kids movie, but adults love it. And and it came out in 1967, so it's a classic, and it's Mad Monster Party.
Oh yeah, you love talking about that movie around Halloween, Corey.
I do, man.
Yeah,
I do. I love that movie.
It's funny. I've seen bits and parts of it, but I just can't help but laugh when I see those little animated dudes running around like a little Wolfman.
Yeah,
and it's obviously it's done by the same team that did all the.
It's Rankin Bass that did it, and all the little. It's a party where you have classic monsters such as the werewolf and the Invisible Man, Dracula, Dr. Frankenstein.
Everyone's there.
Which is it, who is actually a rip off of King Kong, the Blob. Phyllis Diller plays a role in there. She's some crazy witch or something. And it's a fun movie, man. And what's so cool about it is that it's done by it was written by Harvey Kurtzman. And that's the guy who came up with Mad Magazine.
Oh, really?
And,
Okay.
and then the artist who did all of the creature designs on it is a guy named Jim Davis, who actually that might be the guy from Garfield.
Oh no.
Maybe I should look this up.
Look it up, Corey, please.
Because
We get enough emails like you guys never know what the hell you're talking about.
No, I'm sorry. It's Jack Davis. I was Jim Davis.
There
The
you
guy
go.
that did Garfield. Yeah, all the creatures like Garfield. Shit, Garfield's scarier than that shit.
I am not a Garfield fan, so I would
But-
not know.
No, Jack Davis, who was a big artist for Mad Magazine. As a matter of fact, on the DVD, you can go through and look at all of the designs, some of the designs for the characters.
Yeah, and I love those. The designs always stick out. I mean, I can't remember anything about that damn movie, but I love the way those characters look.
It's the way it ends is it ends with them blowing like almost everybody up.
Yeah.
And it has sort of a Twilight Zone ending to it. So for a kids movie, I was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Kind of bold for them to do that.
Pretty smart for a kids movie back then.
Yeah, no, they and the movie is just it really is silly. I mean, they do a lot of scenes in there that they're just trying to pad it out for a movie.
Yeah.
So there's nothing in there that's really coherent, but
Yeah.
the fact that it just has this kitsch factor to it that it's fun to look at the little animated characters.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, the scene, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, where he's making the potion. And Dr. Jekyll eventually turns into Dr. Hyde, where he just looks insane. I mean, his eyes are rolling around all over his face, and he's looking drunk. I mean, he looks like the Snow Beast from Rudolph.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the same. Well, it's the same group. Yeah. I mean,
It is. Shit, for all we know, he could have took that Snow Beast's head and just said, shit, we need to save some time. Take that head off that Snow Beast and put it on Dr. Jekyll. But no, it's silly. It's just silly stuff in there, man. And it's padded out by a lot of things. They have there was a band called the Zombies.
That's right, the Zombies.
And that was, I think that was a real band. I know there was a band called the Zombies back then, and I think they actually got that band to come and do music for it. And the band is actually a bunch of skeletons, and zombies, it's so much nonsense happening in the movie that you could put it on in the background, and it'll just be fun to watch. If you're a huge fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas, this is the precursor to that.
Oh yeah, you can see the big influence in that movie by watching Monster
Mad
Monster Mash.
As a matter of fact, I remember this. They came out with a sequel to it. I don't
did?
know if it was,
Really?
Now look, I don't know if it was a sequel, but it almost had the same name. It's called Mad. I don't know how many Mads they had in it.
Yeah.
Mad Monsters. Maybe it was 3 or 4 or 5. Mad Monsters.
The Madhouse.
But it wasn't done in sort of the stop motion animation. It was done traditional flat 2D animation.
Oh, really?
And so that
sucks.
didn't catch on too well. So
Yeah.
people just said, "Fuck this! I don't want to.
Yeah,
Who
who
wants to see
cares?
this?" So a lot of people remember Mad Monster Party, but that I guess it was a sequel. Nobody
gives a shit about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've tried to actually find it, and I can't find it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it went into obscurity or something.
Yeah.
So I would suggest heavily anybody who is a big fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas, or if you're having a fun Halloween party, or if you're having a Halloween party for your kids, kids will love this movie, man. So I highly recommend that.
All right. Well, there you go. There's Corey's
That's
picks.
me.
And mine, I would go with Creepshow. And I know it's like, there's plenty of gore in that film, but honestly, as far as a party movie, that is one hell of a movie to get drunk to and watch with your friends. I mean, obviously, Creepshow is directed by George Romero, and it was a collaboration between him and Stephen King. Yeah, and honestly, it's they're paying homage to the EC Comics, the Tales from the Crypt series, and I tell you what, the visual style of that film it still blows me away. I mean,
Creepshow's a classic, man.
It is a straight
That's one
classic.
of my favorite movies. Not even like this Halloween movie.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah, I mean, and they're just there's the stories. I guess we can go through. I wish. Let me pull up the titles.
Father's Day.
Yeah, Father's Day. There was Father's Day.
The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill.
Yes, Jordy Verrill, which Stephen King.
The Crate.
The Crate.
High Tide, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if something that tied you over.
Something to tide you over. There you go. And the last one.
I forgot
with the roaches.
That's because I want to say the roaches.
Yeah, the roaches. That's all I want to say. Golly, but I'll look it up here real quick.
But yeah, and Father's Day. I just go through while you're thinking about that. Father's Day was about a guy who wants his birthday cake. I mean, his Father's Day cake, and
Yeah.
it's so bad that he comes back from the dead to get it.
Yeah.
He was murdered on Father's Day.
Yeah,
He's coming back for his cake.
Yeah, he was murdered because apparently he shot his son-in-law.
Yeah. So-
and his daughter was so upset that she ended up just on Father's Day. He's sitting in that huge dining room.
But
yeah, okay, he's beating his cane on the chair, screaming, "You bitch! You bitch!"
I know he's like asking for a cake and cussing her out.
Yeah, he is cursing her out like a motherfucker.
He had what was coming to him, man.
Bedelia!
And he comes back with that voice.
Where's my cake?
Yeah, and it's probably one of the coolest looking zombies you'll
Oh,
ever
it was
see.
crazy. It was
Yeah.
scary, man. The Lonesome Depth of Jordy Verrill actually has Stephen King acting through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a sort of a down and out farmer who lives out in the middle of nowhere. A meteor comes down, starts spreading grass everywhere. And because he touched the meteor,
Yeah.
grass starts spreading onto him too. And he just pretty much. I want to give away the end of
Yeah,
it, but
yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much he can't stop it. And it's actually pretty funny.
No,
And Stephen
it's
King
hilarious.
he
Stephen
was
King.
great in
That's
it.
his best role, I think, ever. I mean, yeah. I mean, and the funny thing is, like, he starts seeing his dad. He starts seeing his dad like from the grave, telling him, "Oh, you messed up again, Jordy." He's constantly insulting.
You can't do anything right, Jordy.
Yeah, you jump in that water, you might as well be signing your death warrant.
Yeah, because he wants to, because the weeds on him make him want to jump in the water so bad.
Yeah, and he's itching and he's trying to get drunk just to get his mind off it.
And it's a tragic story, but it's really funny. And it's amazing to see Stephen King, who's one of our greatest writers today, actually have a sense of humor and actually act well. I mean, he acted pretty
Oh
well
yeah,
in that
no,
film.
he was great. Like I said, I think that's by far his greatest
And
performance.
he wrote all these stories, by the way.
Yes.
The Crate is just a weird one. It's about a creature that survives in a crate for years.
That one fucked me up. Watching that one, it really fucked me up because it's supposedly a Tasmanian devil that you find out that's in this crate. I mean, that's not going to spoil anything. It's just what really sticks out.
But
is
it's like
it's
a mutated.
It's a mutated.
It's like a gorilla and a
Tasmanian,
Tasmanian devil.
And the thing is, like, this
could
thing
survive.
tears you. It tears people apart, literally. And there's times when you see it, and it is really disturbing. Like the camera angles, the way they do a lot of the killing sometimes is just like a comic book panel. Back in those days, to really like emphasize a kill,
And the backgrounds
you
get
see
all
the
crazy.
background turns red. Yeah, you get a close up of the face, the person screaming, and it just goes in the chaos. The music, which is incredible in that film, just really heightens up those scenes. And you're watching a living horror comic, come to life, and that movie just pixelates that like crazy.
Yeah, no, it was just.
Did
weird
I say that
because-
right? It pixelates.
I just figured that was a word I didn't know.
That's my computer lingo. Pixelate. I'm like, is that okay?
Oh, you didn't just say pixelate. You said impixelate.
That's probably not a word.
That sounds like death by pixelation.
Impixelate.
Impixelate, like embed somebody. I'm gonna impixelate you.
I'm trying to be smart. I'm a robot. Damn
I'm
it.
smart. For an average person, you're very smart. For a robot, you're extremely dumb.
No, I am extremely. I'm too busy looking at dumb shit on the internet.
It's like, you have computers that can store vast amounts of information.
Yeah.
You store vast amounts of useless information.
Well, thank you for.
I mean, just like me.
Thank you for the Windows 95, Corey.
I didn't build you.
The greatest present ever.
And then you had something to tide you over. Which
Something
is
to
funny.
tide you
Yeah.
over.
It's another
Yes.
zombie one
With
where
Leslie Nielsen
Leslie
as the
Nielsen
bad guy.
Yeah, and that had what's his name from Cheers? Ted
Danson.
Danson.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and Ted and he ends up getting like it's such a weird thing.
It starts off weird because you're trying to figure out what exactly is going on.
Well, it's weird because of the setup. They buried Ted Danson up to his head in sand. He can't move.
Right.
And apparently he was cheating around with Leslie Nielsen's wife.
Right.
So he sets up Leslie
Nielsen
Nielsen
sets
sets up
up-
TVs
yeah.
on the beach so they can see
Yeah.
each other.
And this is when, like, I guess this is around when cable started. It was making its way into homes.
When video
And-
started
yeah,
making
and video,
its way.
video, and Leslie Nielsen gives a whole rant about cable and video and how incredible it is, and all the channels you can get on TV with cable.
That's back when you got
and
like
with video,
like 20 channels.
Yeah,
and that was something.
Exactly, and he goes on. His rants are incredible in that little short.
And of course, Ted Danson and his wife come back from the dead to like
Right.
to inflict irony on
Exactly,
That's-
which is the typical EC,
yeah.
Tales from the Crypt storyline.
yeah, and
Re-
finally, well,
zombie
I-
revenge.
I can't remember the name-
roaches?
the roaches, but needless to say, it's a guy, Hal Holbrook. He was in The Crate. He was the guy in the Crate. I can't remember the guy who was in the last one, but of course he's being plagued by roaches in his apartment.
Oh, here we go. The Lonesome Death
Of Jordy Vera.
that's Jordy Vera.
That's I was like, I said that.
Here, where is it?
But
They're creeping up on you.
I knew
That's
creep
what
was
it
in there
called. Yeah,
somewhere.
they're creeping up on you.
but yeah, he's plagued by roaches in the apartment.
E.G. Marshall.
E.G. Marshall is the
E.G.
guy.
Marshall.
Yeah, the old guy in
And
his
he
apartment.
is awesome in that movie. You fucking hate that guy. I mean, you really hate that guy in that
Because
movie.
it's weird too, because you can't tell if it's the future because he's in he's in an apartment. It's all
Right.
white,
Yeah.
and the whole thing is
It looks very sterile. I
That's
mean, yeah,
exactly
yeah.
it.
It's completely sterile. He has like his bathroom is like almost like an air sealed room. And yeah,
He's a germaphobe.
Yeah,
and
he's
he
a
hates-
germaphobe. Yeah, and
an asshole.
He has. I always thought it was the future because of that little vacuum trash compactor
Yeah,
that he had.
yeah, that's what
that
I
he was
thought.
constantly using, especially when he killed that one roach with it. That roach that was hanging off on the side, and he pushes that button, and he's like. You see that poor roach like trying to
I
struggle.
feel bad for that roach because that's why I rooted for the roach because that roach was like, no,
Oh
help me.
yeah. I know some people that cannot watch that part of the movie at
That roach
all.
was like, avenge me, brother, help me.
Oh, and the worst is when he's using that Cuisinart or whatever while he's putting cereal in there, and then
Oh,
he
yeah.
mashes it up, and he's like talking to he's bitching out some lady whose husband just died, and he's bitching her out, and as he's eating this, he realizes there's something funny in there, and he looks through the cereal, and then all of a sudden,
All these roaches start coming out
of that cereal box.
Well, you can kind of predict what happens.
Oh,
Near
yeah.
the end of it, the roaches just become more and more numerous, where they just they pretty much just gang up on his ass. at
Oh,
the end. Yeah. I won't ruin it because the payoff is insane.
Yes.
but but that movie, like I said, I wouldn't play it at a kids' party. But if you want a good
Oh, no.
Halloween movie,
Yeah.
man, that is one of the perfect ones.
It
to
is.
watch.
It is. I saw this at a outdoor screening. George Romero was there, and I tell you what, and this was like a couple of years ago. But that audience that we were all everyone was hanging out. That audience just like blew up. I mean, we're laughing, screaming. I mean, it was just like the ultimate party there with a bunch of strangers, and it was amazing to see how this film still holds up. And I was happy to see that because I mean, I can watch it right now, and it would be like watching it for the first time every time I see it.
No, it is the best adaptation so far that they've had anything close to an EC comic.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, they had forget Tales from the Crypt, forget
yeah.
the Tales from the Crypt movies. I think they even had old Tales from the Crypt that came out in the 70s or maybe the 80s.
No, they did.
Yeah,
they
and-
did.
and-
it was like the 70s. I want to say it was like probably like late 60s, early 70s. I want to say.
And you'll have nothing on,
yeah.
on Creepshow. Creepshow is one of the
Oh, no.
one of the best horror movies out there.
It is.
but it's also somewhat of a comedy too. It doesn't take itself seriously.
Oh
at
no
all.
no, and that's why I'd recommend it for a party. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not going to freak out the chicks.
That soundtrack is
gonna
cool,
left.
too.
That soundtrack is amazing. I remember I went out of my way to find those tracks on
Yeah.
the internet, and luckily enough, I did find some of them. But it's amazing. That score really sticks out, and it's a shame that looking at a lot of these horror movies, like that's my one problem with a lot of these horror movies today is they just can't get those soundtracks right.
No, they can't get it creepy. I mean,
no, not at all.
They're playing stuff to shock you.
And a lot of it's
I mean,
like piano work, and it's
in
it's
Creepshow,
amazing.
yeah. No,
mhm.
piano's some scary shit.
Oh,
Man. You
yeah.
just play piano by itself.
Definitely.
I don't
yeah.
know why that shit's so scary. Walk in the room, see a cat walking on that
Yeah,
shit.
I mean, hell, it did wonders for Halloween, for crying out loud.
Oh yeah.
So-
Shit, if you make a horror movie, you hear that, people?
Yeah,
Piano.
all the way. Take them damn piano lessons like your mom screaming at you. Do it.
Sitting there looking like the Phantom of the Opera playing that shit.
Exactly. see little kids all hunched over. Ding, 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 ding. And it don't take that many chords. Like ding, ding, ding,
But that's
ding, 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 ding. Sound like a pinball game after.
All you need is three. All you need is
Ma, what the hell? What did I pay all that money for? What the hell are you doing?
I'm writing a great soundtrack.
This is
All you need
greatness.
you need 3 notes for a horror movie.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding. I mean, if somebody
Yeah,
walking
exactly.
through. Ding, ding, ding.
Exactly.
That's a movie right there.
This is greatness, mother. You are hearing greatness.
Then start playing chopsticks. Ding, 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 ding.
Prepare to
ding,
be horrified. Ding, 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 Your baby brother's doing that on the floor over there. You don't see me like praising him.
But so yeah, man. Speaking of Halloween, you know they had I didn't know they were doing this. They had the big Thriller dance, the worldwide Thriller dance.
Yeah, that's right.
Big what Thrill the World?
Thrill the World. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and did I miss that?
Yeah,
when was that?
It was yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Oh my God, man! I wanted to be a part of that.
What you gonna do? You ain't got no hands. You ain't got no legs.
Do
You
the
ain't got no
robot,
arms.
stupid.
You have to just move your head. And fly this up.
It's gonna paint my face like a skull, like the Punisher skull. Yeah,
You just rolling. These fools are making a big deal about it too. Now I don't know that much about it. I might have my facts wrong, so people tell me. Now I think they wanted to beat the record for all time.
Yes, they're trying.
Biggest dance, not just for the Thriller dance, but biggest dance ever.
Well, you know what? Okay, I think that is a small part of it. I think they're trying to compete with the biggest walk of zombies ever. Now, I could be wrong too, but I think the Alamo Drafthouse, I think they're the ones who coordinated this here in town, where a group of people were going to walk with the zombies, which is, apparently it's getting bigger and bigger now, and they're trying to outnumber how many zombies they can get that out.
Wait a minute, you know what? That was last week because I was downtown going to a movie, and I don't know what the fuck was going on. I almost stopped the car. I'm not lying here. No shit. This is no joke. Yeah. I'm driving down the street. This is when Kent was with me, and there's a guy who's wearing what do you call it? He's wearing scrubs. Like he just got out of a hospital.
Yeah.
And he's got blood all over him, and he's stumbling. And look, I almost hit the guy. I'm not lying. The guy was stumbling. He almost stumbled in front of my car. And I almost stopped the car because we were like, oh shit, what's wrong with this guy? And because we thought he was bleeding. We thought somebody left the hospital or ran out of an ambulance and was sick. And then we look over and we see all these people walking down the street looking like zombies. We're like, And I'm like, oh my God, this fucker almost got hit trying to play zombies.
He's really into the role.
Yeah, his ass was about to be a real zombie. And I'm walking down the street and I got there guys who are like looking at me. I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a million zombie march what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
And they're trying to outnumber the amount of zombies they had from the year before. And I think Drafthouse put together something where they wanted to have a group of zombies walk with that bigger group, and they were going to walk down 6th Street. And then they were going to stop in front of the Ritz Alamo Drafthouse. And as soon as they all stopped in front of that place, the Alamo was going to play the Thriller song on their speakers outside, and then that group was going to start to do the entire Thriller dance.
Well, they had another zombie thing the week before because we saw it.
Oh, so you're saying it was a week before? It wasn't the...
Well, the Thriller thing was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Now the zombie walking thing was like a week ago.
Okay, then I heard wrong because somebody had told me it was supposed to be a part of that.
Unless it was something different. All I know is I saw a bunch of people dressed like zombies walking down the street. Now, it's funny because everybody's being zombies, like, and they're like, they're kind of acting mindless, and they're like, but they gotta obey traffic rules.
Oh yeah.
So you see a bunch of zombies stop when it says "Don't walk," and they're sitting there waiting there. Okay. And then you get the people who are like kind of lagging behind, who got just.
You mean the fat zombies?
No, I'm talking about the people just kind of fucking gave up. They just like guys walking down the street smoking, like, yeah, dude, hey man, you want to go get a pizza? So like,
oh my God, what kind of attitude is that? Yeah, they go out of their way to dress up, and they're like, this is dumb.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, if you're out there, you might as well go all the way.
Hell yeah.
Because after a while, you just look like some dumbass who got dressed up.
Well, I have to tell you, those guys, they have a lot of balls for doing that because God knows if I saw that and I had no goddamn idea, if I were you in that car and I just saw some guy stumble up and then he started acting like a zombie, that motherfucker is dead. He's gone. He's shot. I'm going to bust out my fucking gun and shoot that asshole in the head. And then I'm going to run out and I'm going to go, see a horde of zombies and just go to town. I'm going to pull out my Uzi 9mm and just go to town. Like, what's that robot doing? No, it's a joke. It's a joke. We're acting.
You got to wonder, like,
nuts. Yeah.
What year is it going to happen where some guy freaks freaks out and starts
Exactly.
like shooting them in the head. Aim for the head. People like, no, fuck no, man.
It's going to be another
It's a
war.
joke.
It's going to be another War of the Worlds where people are going to flip out. They're going to hear the zombies are walking down the street. They're going
Exactly.
to flip out. They're going to start barricading their homes, or they're going to run out with shotguns, start looting, and start
See,
just going.
yeah.
All the rednecks are going to go crazy and get all their
people
friends
see-
and a 6-pack of beer and go nuts.
See what Coles is talking about, and I think it was 1950. No, was it 50 something or was it 40 something? No, it was. I don't know the date. Orson Welles
did
a radio broadcast
broadcast.
of War of the Worlds.
And
he read it like
played.
it was
It was played on Halloween. Yeah.
And it was played on Halloween like it was really like there was really a Martian attack.
Oh, yeah.
And people freaked the fuck out.
Oh yeah, people were like going nuts. I mean,
They talked to one guy who
trying
went
to get
out
of town.
One guy ran outside. Now his water well has been up there for years.
Yeah.
But that night, that shit was a spaceship from Mars, and he shot at his own fucking well for years.
It's bleeding water. Look at that.
That bird, you're not gonna get me.
Oh my god. I can see that old bastard. He's there, his dog's barking. Oh, look out, Cletus. He's gonna pee on you. That alien water.
But yeah, some people gonna think that like a real zombie invasion is happening. They're gonna start shooting people.
Oh hell yeah! And you know that it would have been tragic. It would have been all over the news. And I'm like,
But you know, in this
hey,
case, people.
what are you
down-
gonna do?
Yeah, shit. I thought it was zombies.
I thought it was a zombie war.
Nobody told me. I was prepared.
That's right.
Prepared for the zombie holocaust.
I was smart. I was stabbing everyone. You see some guy stabbing people with swords in the head. Boom.
Yeah, because you know there's some guy who wants the zombie apocalypse to happen.
Oh hell yeah! I
He's
want
just
it to
gonna be
happen.
ready,
I
yeah.
want it to happen. It will happen, Corey. Don't you worry, Corey. It will happen. So make sure I don't shoot you first. You
Some
gotta
guy's
pay
been
attention.
ready. He's gonna